99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Hey, yo, welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
Big D,
Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty
Let's go.
is buzzing. He is absolutely
permeated.
buzzing. We got Sam Flannel in the house. He's on brand. He's on budget. We got Spencer Raxter, the Iron Man of Woodward Sports. Catch him on Woodward Heavyweights, by the way, 5 to 7 every single day, which he can do because he's here 24/7. But D-Mac, a lot of stuff certainly we have to get into here today. Emoni Bates news, NBA free agency stuff. Joel Zumaya still on one, and I'm here for it. I love it. We got all these things, tons of stuff to get to. Justin Verlander spinning another gem of a season. Are you enjoying Daz Cameron? You know, like it's all these things. You know, all these things we got to get to, but certainly the story last night, and we had the engagement on social media, and certainly we were all down at Little Caesars Arena. You have the AEW shirt on right now.
Shout out to my boy Scott Random, who was sitting in the front row yesterday. See him at a lot of events, and he said, "D-Mac, you need the red one." So I got the red AEW one. What a night!
It was absolutely incredible. And look, D-Mac was on brand. You know, he's a man of the people. He's down there ringside, him and Braylon Edwards. That's not my scene. That's your scene.
Well, your scene was up overlooking. Let's just put it this way, because Neal and Chris Jericho, you know, they're both GOATs, so he had to see him at eye level. So when he got swung by Cesaro on top of the cage, Neal wanted to be high enough to be able to see eye to eye with the GOAT Wizard. So we were all on brand last night. Even the boss was on brand. Shout out to our boss. It was great to see Chad Johnson and Stingray Steve and the boys front row. If you go to Woodward Sports, there's a picture of Braylon and I that catches. What I love about it, Neal, is the atmosphere and the people in the back. And it was popping. There was a buzz in that rink last night, and it was the first AEW show. And I think that you mentioned to me, we talked about it, is that crowd, the AEW crowd, it's just whatever you want, you can get. And I said the difference is that your arms aren't crossed and you're looking around. And I know the big thing, and you notice it, there was never anybody to tell you when to sit down or stand up. And I know in the WWE thing, they want you to sit down and for moments. This was awesome, but everybody was cheering at different things. The crowd chants, you know, to hear on a live show when Fozzie's Judas Jericho's song hits and the whole crowd sings it, to be a part of that was awesome. And then let alone to see guys like John Moxley, and then now you got formerly Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli coming over and doing his Cesaro swing and seeing the best of the best right in front of you at LCA while the fans came out. And if you were there, saw so many people that I see around that are wrestling fans, and it was awesome. It was a great atmosphere, great night, and we were mentioning about it was blood and guts, and maybe some people on TV who perused by, that wasn't their flavor, but that's all my flavor. That's you were in your element, I was in my element. And here's the simple thing, right? I was taught that sweat tells a story, and blood tells another story. So the commitment, the passion, everything like that, I thought it was a great show. Shout out to Tony Khan, who is the owner, and he made reference to how important the Motor City is to the Khan family, where you know, and he made it a big point about the Motor City and bringing it here and wanting to have a show here, and the fans showed out for him. So,
well, Detroit's important to him because it's one of the few football cities that struggles more than the Jaguars do, right? So, yeah, it's important to him. Everybody, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
There you go. No, but it was, you know, and everybody who was there in the crowd.
It was electric.
I know Rake was there, and everybody else. It was electric. So, happy to be there. Happy to for everybody to experience that. It's a long time coming. And I think as wrestling fans, we got an opportunity to be wrestling fans, not what we're supposed to do, but how we like to do it.
Yeah, and it was electric in there, and as you said, AEW fans were hype. And as somebody, I'm not as well versed. I've told you guys this before. I do the wrestling thing because my son's passionate about it, and I'm just happy he's passionate about something. So I'm gonna participate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a little more into the WWE than I am the AEW, just in terms of having a little more knowledge as to what's going on. But
well, you're more Vince than you are Tony. I get that.
Yeah, it's more my style. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's more sitting up in the suites, lording over everybody.
It's more the musical, more the musical than the punk show.
Yeah, it's like 6 steps, to the bar. It's 6 steps to the bathroom.
Which, by the way, where you were viewing, washroom was there?
Absolutely.
Beverages were there.
Everything was right there.
Everything was right there. So everybody had a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Showing out LCA.
No, absolutely. It was a lot of fun, though. But again, happy to have you all with us here today.
And by the way, I got a Sam Flannel hater.
Do tell.
Well, the gentleman came up, and I thought that he was sticking up for Sam Flannel, but he actually said, screw Sam Flannel. And I stopped, and I went, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, Sam Flannel, he's off. He's off on some of his takes. So I really said, so screw Sam Flannel. I said, screw Sam Flannel. I like Sam Flannel, but screw Sam Flannel.
And you know what, D-Mac? I will say this, and this is happening more and more, just out even in general.
Everybody.
Woodward, man.
Woodward's picking up, and shout out to everybody who said hello for whatever reason, but for the dozens of people that said love what we're doing over here on Woodward and being a part of it, you guys are a part of it too. So that's like that. If I have my perfect way, and that's the whole thing, that there's some sort of the wrestling incorporated, because if it's coming into the city, you want to know about it. Like, just for any of the deep dive wrestling fans, tonight, GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, which will be down in the city at Larn, shooting one of their. So I know, like, the big match is the protege Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver, and the Motor City Machine Gun's own Alex Shelley. They're fighting in the triple threat match. So there's that. I got the death match circus and maybe this weekend. So there's a lot of wrestling around for a lot of people that I will see at a lot of these shows.
Right, absolutely. And, you got a lot of stuff going on. I got some golf lined up after the show, so let's move this thing along, shall we?
Let's do it.
But happy to have everybody with us on the YouTube chat thread. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and you can jump in our YouTube chat. All the usual suspects are in there today. Appreciate you tapping in every single day the way that you guys all do. I like the way, too, everybody says hello to each other when they jump in the room. I like that.
You know what? That's exactly the type of community that I want to be a part of. So yeah, exactly. Here we go. Everybody in the chat, everybody here, you have your days planned and stuff like that, and it's always good to go, hey, go attack the day, go get the day, go get yourself a birdie today later.
Yeah, do it effortless in our YouTube chat. The Detroit Dabber, as on brand, speaking of on brand, the first in, as always, do it effortless. Says, so disappointed in Miles Bridges, man, SMH. And yeah, we're going to get into that one a little bit. And I continue to not understand stuff like that. And I mean, I know, and I've had this conversation with D-Mac privately. I think we've talked about it publicly as well. The Miles Bridges thing, I get it, and this goes back to the Tiger Woods thing. This goes back to the John Daly thing. This goes back to insert your athlete's name here when something happens that you don't quite understand. I get how these things happen. It's just, in this moment, when you're Miles Bridges and you have your generational wealth moment on the line, I'll never understand that one, man. I'll never understand it. I get it. I get how it happens, D-Mac. I do.
I get how it happens too. And you know what? In this case, obviously, allegedly, we're talking domestic violence. I can relate to it. Addiction wise, where you can't see. A lot of times, you can't see inside the box and stuff like this on the bigger picture and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, so I speak for this only looking back is what would I have done differently in the situations that I was in to try to relate. And to me, Neal, it goes to just what we were saying about who do you surround yourself with? Who's your circle? How does this happen? To me, as I get older, I look at even now, right? How I insulate myself with the people that I surround myself with, so things that maybe could have popped up in the past, they won't pop up. And this is a situation like that. So with youth, and I can understand it, and don't get it twisted, because he's not. We're all looking at the dollar, the max. He's the last one to think about it, but he needs somebody around him to remind him of that and to keep him clear to see. Now, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? What was always we've been talking about if we were going to offer Miles Bridges a contract? Well, is he focused on basketball, right? That's the question. Everybody, other max contract is a baller number one, but now there's questions: is he interested in other things? Is this his strict focus? Do you want to give a max contract to a guy who wants to do other things? Well, obviously there's something, to me, red flags that there's something going on there right now because he's in this situation. But the way I look at it immediately is his inner circle. That's what I'd be looking at. Now, responsibility lies on the person. Don't get it twisted. This is all about Miles Bridges and the responsibility. But if I'm breaking down how can this happen, you're asking me how can this happen? And it happens probably more times than not in everyday America, but just because this is where all the big money in the bag is sitting there and we're talking about him and everybody in the country knows who this kid is, it's unfortunate. But I look at who he surrounds himself with.
Yeah, and Spencer, I'll bring you into the fold as if you're watching on YouTube right now. Miles Bridges was arrested for felony domestic violence after an alleged physical altercation with a woman. That comes to us per TMZ Sports. And look, anytime TMZ gets involved, that's very bad for business for you. I will make that general assessment because it tends to be true. But Spencer, I'll go to you. You're a little more in tune with the pop culture angle, being a younger cat that you are than DMAC and I. But this is something where people were talking about, because DMAC brought up commitment of Miles Bridges, where we look at the rap career and all that stuff, and the photos that surfaced on social media. Was it purple drink or what?
Yeah, it was a double cup.
Everybody's had some purple drink.
Yeah, so
haven't they?
Again, not good for business. You're not a good look.
Yeah,
all those kinds of things. And look, I know that it only takes one team. I've always said this, because I've gotten in arguments with people before about, has their value really been hurt and stuff like that? It still does only take one team. But you peruse the social media outlets and stuff like that. What kind of impact do you think this is? I don't think it's never everything what people say it is. It's not as damaging as they say it will be in my mind when this settles a little bit. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, obviously terrible situation, terrible thing for him to do. We don't know the exact details of what happened, but anytime it's felony domestic violence, is terrible.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to affect his overall bag. I think he's still going to get paid. He's still going to be a guy that will get paid. We've seen it in sports too many times to where even if it's caught on video of something like that
doesn't
happening,
matter.
If he's a good player, if he can help you win games, he's going to get paid. So it's
that's an interesting point, Spence, because history-wise, what do we have to go on a domestic violence case in sports that's of recent, right? And here's the difference where what got me to question is that this is NBA, not NFL, because we know how the NFL reacts, and I'm talking about the Ray Rice case.
Yeah.
Ray Rice got 2 games when this sort of news came out, before the video came out. And what happened after the video came out? Boom, he was gone. But in his case, and this is where I want to make the point, what have you done for me lately? Right? Ray Rice, running back, expendable, maybe at the end of his career, right? Didn't show up anywhere else, would have been more of a detriment, right? Miles Bridges, talent, this and that. We'll watch and see how the NBA does. Yeah, and I'm innocent till proven guilty to whatever else, but if video does come out, how does Adam Silver, how does the NBA handle this? But to your point, different strokes for different folks, and because he is that type of player, do we see it in how it's handled? That's just something to watch out for.
Yeah, and it is, everything. It's in the country. You're innocent until proven guilty. So I don't want to put anything too serious on him until we know what actually happened. That being said, things like this don't just really pop up without a reason behind it.
And to what they're going on the Tyreek Hill,
and Deshaun Watson.
Well, I mean,
they gave $250 million.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it'll be interesting to hear what comes out, right, and the legality of the charges, but then how. Okay, innocent. No charges, whatever like this. Then it's business as usual. Does it go on? But if there is something, how does the NBA react? So, I mean, not. So, again, Neal. Because I bring this back, does this make we come back from break? I want to answer this question. Does this make Troy Weaver even smarter from the fact that everybody wants Miles Bridges go out there free agency and stuff like this? Did he know something that maybe he didn't, or is he just lucky in this?
Or were the signs there? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But one thing I do know, the summer of Cintron is here right now, and now Cintron's available at your local Kroger store. Cintron, proud partners of Little Caesars Arena. I saw it floating around LCA last night. The Detroit Pistons, the Red Wings, the Tigers, Detroit City FC. It's always bumping around Keyworth as well. Right now, pick up a couple cans for just $4 at your local Kroger. It's a new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
All summer long, the Monroe Street Midway is open in downtown Detroit. Enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, live food as well. There'll be live food trucks there, so I guess the food will be live if you think about it, and
you
more.
You can play music from food trucks.
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely. You could do it all.
I shouldn't sing with my mouth full, though.
You could do it all at the Monroe Street Midway. It's a fun, safe environment for everyone, ages 1 to 100. That's right. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Again, that's deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. We are off and running on a Thursday, pulling up towards a holiday weekend again. July, bro. We're clipping through it. It was not that long ago. We were doing the memorial show, and then we'll run through this.
Rip the calendar off.
Yeah, dude.
Last day of the month. Yeah.
Come on, man. That's why I don't complain. Like when it gets to be 90 or the real feel is 100, we don't get this for long.
We were
so I'll
out golfing in one of the hotter days, and you and I looked at each other and said, I love this.
Me too.
You
Yeah.
and I were just like, we love this. This is great.
Bring
it
do.
On.
I absolutely love it. And so we're talking about it right now, and just want to wrap up the discussion real quick on this Miles Bridges scenario. And look, I don't know, and I'm not one of these people that's going to, break down stuff or give you my assumptions about stuff. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the room. I wasn't in the police station when people were turned themselves in and everything like that. I don't get into all that. I do, however, go back to past examples to try to get a feel for what will happen in the future. And as always, I defer. Now, Sam Flannel gives you a lot of bad takes. But one good take that Sam Flannel, probably his best take that Sam Flannel has, and as always, I reserve the right, Sam Flannel, to...
With new information, you're allowed to change your opinion.
And as new information evolves, that's when I will reassess my evaluation. But as it sits right now, I don't have any idea what happened. All I can say is, why? Why do this? Why be involved with this? And even going back to the rap thing. And look, I'm a huge rap music guy. You guys know I got
Drop
bars for days
all day long. People don't even see the bars you drop when the camera's not on.
Absolutely. I use it on the golf course. It's my everyday vernacular. Love rap music. Love rap music. I just don't get why you would do something to drive down the value in a business. And maybe it's not important to you. I don't know. And again, I don't know Miles Bridges, but I'm just saying I want to know the why.
We all want to know the why, so we just got to sit back and let it play out. But obviously, I can tell you some of the why is because the people he surrounds himself with don't have his best intentions at heart. And because, I don't know, Neal, that if you had a friend that was in Miles Bridges' situation, you were tight with him, would you not be like, yo, bro, whatever it is, why don't you wait till after you sign this contract? I don't care what it is you're going to do, but like this is just not number one priority. You have the ability to do that, and you're looking at, you can start and this ain't just, I'd be talking to a guy, a buddy of mine, if they were signing any type of contract that could be life, changing money. You say it's a $1 million for a 3-year deal. That's something that you worked your life for. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking this max deal, this amount of money, somebody should be making it a priority, because obviously that's the last priority. And I get it, but it's not just the dollars, right? It's what comes with the dollars, and it's the security, and it's all the different things. And here's the one aspect too, because having this conversation is I got to change your perspective and get you out of that headspace you're in right now. I got to change your perspective so you see it from where I see it or everything else, so you don't get in this bubble and then boom, this happens. So
yeah, and Detroit Dabber 313 says, why do this regardless, even if you are an athlete trying to get a deal? And Dabber, I think I'm guilty of curse of knowledge there, right? Because I just assume that's a non-negotiable, and this is the one thing.
I guess sometimes, Neal, in saying that, because going back to with being the people, we go with the knowledge we don't have to say. Don't do this regardless, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, we're the curse of knowledge.
And that's where, for me, and we've had this discussion before about race, when the topic of race has come up in the past on this show, where we've talked about it, all that stuff. And I've come clean about, like, my family. My original grandparents are from the South, so they saw race a little differently than most people do. All that stuff stopped, when they were my kids, and it's my house, and it's my four walls. That stuff stops, and it never goes on past this generation. The putting your hands on women stuff, I go over that routinely with my sons.
Yes.
Routinely. But not everybody has that advantage, though, right? All I can do is control what's within my four walls and do my little part, and hopefully everybody does their little part. And it's very idealistic. I get that. But Dabber, that's where that comes from with me. Is there's a curse of knowledge there that I don't explain that, and I appreciate you bringing that up, because why do we even have to go down that route? But again, it goes back to it where I'll never understand. And D-Mac, look, man, I'm sure you got that question a million times. Yours was a different angle, obviously,
right,
with the things that happened to you. But how many times did you get that question? Why, D-Mac? Why? And you're like, I don't know. The same thing when I do something stupid, and my wife's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know. So I guess that's the answer, right?
Absolutely. And it's about putting the work in, because it doesn't matter if we want to know the why. It doesn't change until he wants to figure out his why. So
that's it, man.
And here's the conversation too, and I see this YT Sparty about, you use the old, elite athletes, or animal instinct, whatever like that. What are you talking about? This is a human issue of whatever else, just the fact that he's got to this point. Because I can name people that have made more money than he has in athletics that aren't that way. Like look at the leadership or whatever. You go, yeah, way to go. Steve Eisenman's done stuff like that. There's so many people that have done it the right way. So I think it's a lot of times it's, like you said, controlling what you can control around you. And to me, it comes around the circle, in the inner circle. And for me, from a person that was everybody's, Darren McCarty used to be, had to be everything to everybody. Fear of missing out. Last one at the party.
I had that in my 20s too, man.
Had to be friends with everybody. All this.
Never want the good times to end.
Well, just whatever, and to realize. But my why is to realize that it's more of a self-sabotaging why of, and some people might have this, but like, do I deserve it? Right? Like everything that I've worked for and got to, like compared, and then you think about, oh, okay, well, what have I done to deserve this? Not and then again a self-sabotaging mode, but to understand, and like you said, in your 20s, I'm 50. It took me 30 years to keep trying to figure out myself. It's tough, so that's why it's even more important with who you surround when you're younger, and you surround yourself with, and it even goes, it doesn't have to be a parent.
Yeah.
It can be your friendship circle and keeping each other accountable, because that goes a long way. That goes a long way. So I think this is, and I see in the chat thread too. Like we've been talking. This didn't hit me out of left field, right? And I'm the basketball guy around here that walks around. It's pretty cool because I can walk around and like ask Iafredi or ask you or and just like really like some sort of simple questions, but. It's brought up in the chat. Jeff's been talking about this. We've been talking about there's something like focus isn't right or whatever, but obviously there's some underlying anger management issues, and it's just unfortunate that it comes out. It comes out now. Hopefully, because it comes out now, it's a blessing, right? That whatever needs to happen, that this doesn't happen again. If it did, whatever did happen, like there's obviously something there. Right? And it doesn't, whether it's physical, we'll find out. Everything will come out. You nailed it when you said TMZ gets a hold of it.
It's bad.
Usually that's bad. They're very good at what they do. So time will tell, but I just hope at the end of the day is that when anybody suffers with this, you hope that they get the right help, because if you don't, it's just going to keep spiraling and spiraling. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. So, and again, too, I see the sign here. Dre Savbeat says innocent till proven guilty. 100%. Again, that's why I always put the caveat out there. I wasn't in that room. I don't know. I wasn't there. Just like I wasn't in the police station when he walked in to hand himself in. I wasn't there. I don't know. And yes, that's the moniker, right? Innocent until proven guilty. I'm just trying. And look, I know there's no answer to that question, because again, I'll do something stupid at home. My wife will say, "Why'd you do that?" I'll be like, "I don't know." And then I'll ask my kids, "Why did you do that?" Like 35 seconds later, I'll ask them that and be mad that they can't answer.
Right.
When that was literally my answer a few minutes ago.
Yeah, but do as I say, not as I do.
100%. Yeah. Damn it. Bring it back to that. Steven Syret says Neal bumps his rap until he hits 8 Mile, then turns it down like the guy in Office Space. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, going down Mound towards Keyworth. Once I get to 8 Mile, yeah, I turn it down. Everything like that. Yeah. That's
Michael Bolton. That's who it is, right?
Yeah. Well, regardless of anything else, you know what? I'm happy that Guardian Alarm has my back. Guardian Alarm, they will keep you safe and give you peace of mind, whether you're home or on the road, 24/7, all with this phone. Right now, if it gets a little bit warmer, I could turn the air down so the dogs don't get sweaty. You can too. You know why? Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts. Give them a call. Be part of the Big D Energy family. Call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Is this 88 straight days of flannel?
Yep.
Going into this weekend. I love it.
Dale Jarrett.
Flannel. What's that?
Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett. There he goes. Give him a call. 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Stay out of his house. Sammy Flannel, has the right protection, and you can too. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them. Woodward Sports, Big D Energy. They sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll get all the best deals. They'll beat competitors' prices by at least $5. Chili Peppers Tanning has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and of course, the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 26 locations work best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning. We are off and running as we said. Away we go. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty buzzing after the AEW event at LCA yesterday. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. On our YouTube chat thread, remember, you can get involved. Just subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube and jump on in there and get your thoughts out there. Mike G says Rule Breaker has rap cred. McComb is just like Crenshaw. And Mike G, get it? Don't get this twisted. I rep Washington Township.
I rep Macomb.
I drive through Macomb.
Shout out Macomb. Shout out Tenant Van Dyke, baby.
I go
the trenches.
I'm in the hills of Washington Township.
Oh, that popped me. I like that.
I'm in the hills of Washington Township, lording over the rest of Macomb County.
Yeah. Crenshaw ain't got nothing on Macomb Township.
Yeah.
I remember me and my boys, back before you could just do it wherever, when we'd take a car ride to clear our minds. We'd be driving down Jefferson and just looking at the houses and just like, oh my God, man. Some of those houses over there are just insane.
Yeah, yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. But yeah, I'm holding down Washington Township.
Ryan
so.
Lynch, shout out 586,
Yeah,
baby.
I do rep 586. I'm never changing that cell phone number. I don't care how big we get.
There we go.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget where I came from. Those tough streets of Washington Township. There's a cemetery on one hill, man.
There we go.
Filled with the homies,
Pour out some gypsy.
Yeah, for the homies, exactly. I did want to get into this because this news broke yesterday, and I think this is a very big deal. And you guys know this, and Sam Flannel, I'll go to you because, there's some blood in the water right now. Memphis transfer Emoni Bates committed to Eastern Michigan per On3 Sports. Eastern Michigan. When the talk was, it was between who, Sam Flannel? Michigan and Louisville. And what were the Michigan fans saying? Oh, Michigan's a slam dunk, right? He went to Eastern Michigan.
That is crazy to me. I mean, he obviously has the right to make whatever decision he wants. I obviously wanted him as a Michigan fan. He is so talented. I thought he could pair well with Hunter Dickinson. What this tells me, though, it's actually kind of shocking, I wouldn't say the fall from grace, but just a year ago, coming into college, he was right up there in recruiting rankings with like Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith, Paolo Banchero, and they're top 3 in the draft, and he's playing basketball at Eastern Michigan University. That just kind of shows how quick things can change in a year and how some bad decisions and maybe being young and immature can affect you. I hope he succeeds because you never want to see that kind of generational talent wasted. But going to Eastern Michigan, that means you got to get humble. That's not a good thing at this stage.
But does it mean that? And look, he's represented by Rock Nation now. His family has formed a management company as well. And I don't know this to be fact. I just have conversations with folks. There were some name, image, and likeness deals that may involve up to 2 commas that came to be. And you know what? Props to Eastern Michigan because they got in the waters.
Well, I remember that when they did, they were the one you were saying.
They were going after Oklahoma's transfer.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. They offered him $1 million
They
flat.
were in the mix, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I'd heard Eastern out there. And it goes to show, I think Mr. Jiggle says it right? Is he going? I love that. Emoni Bates needs to go where he's the guy.
And he's the guy.
And he is the guy. There's no question about it. And so now we're going to find out. And props to the kid and believing in himself, and Eastern for stepping out. And if the pedigree is there and whatever else, the thing that I lean on, right, is that he came from Memphis and it wasn't the best place for development, especially early on. All right, no matter what, if he was the problem or not, right? So Eastern thinks that obviously, it's sort of a bit of a homecoming, and hey. To me, it tells me that he can put Eastern on the map if he's that good, or the spotlight's coming to him. So everything that you want, Neal, he's got right there. He's got the ball. He's got the bag. He's got the family business. There you go. So here we go. Now you got to go out and play.
Yeah, and here's the thing to it. And I think that because I saw this intimately in the Horizon League with Patrick Baldwin Jr. when he was deciding between Duke and Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And his dad was the coach at Wisconsin-Milwaukee, so he went to Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And it didn't go well. He had injuries that he struggled with, didn't play particularly well at Milwaukee, but who got drafted in the first round of the draft? Patrick Baldwin Jr. Like, the people that were on social media kind of clowning Emoni Bates a little bit, I don't think they fully understand the scope.
Right.
Because he's still Emoni Bates.
Well, I look at this and what you're telling me, because in basketball it goes boom. I go right to Cade Cunningham, right? Oklahoma State. It's not a power team, right? You know what I'm saying? So the talent's out there, so it doesn't matter. You need to go where you can play, put you in a position, because it's getting you to that next level. This isn't the end stop. You got to go pick up a bag along the way, maybe be the guy, learn the confidence and stuff like this, because this pretty much, you're telling me, guarantees him, unless catastrophic something happens, a first-round pick this year.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, he will be.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
There's no question about that in my mind. And it doesn't even matter. He goes to Eastern, he scores 20 a game. He's a first-round pick.
He's a lottery pick.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's going to happen. See, people, and I've fought this battle for a very long time, and I grew fatigued of it. And, like being around Oakland.
Yeah.
With Keith Benson, who got drafted, and Kay Felder. And I know Oakland fans were a little stunned when Kay left school early to go to the NBA draft, knowing he was probably going to be a second-round pick, but was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
And was in the league for 3 years, and now was over in China and was player of the year and making very, very good money.
Yeah.
That's what they... Make no mistake, guys. This is a business, man. This is a business for everybody. It's a business for me. It's a business for the players. It's a business for everybody. And for Emoni Bates, I think this is a great decision for him, because he is securing some kind of bag. I don't know the numbers. I'm an outsider looking in. I know that Eastern Michigan was prepared to get in these waters before.
Yeah.
With Caleb Williams, as you talked about.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason, they didn't get who they wanted there, but they came back in. And I have to give Eastern. And look, November 19th at the Arena, Eastern Michigan, Oakland. Oakland with Rocket Watts, Eastern Michigan with Emoni Bates. Let's jump it up.
First couple weeks of the season, Michigan State plays Eastern and Oakland.
Yeah.
And those are suddenly now like interesting games.
They're designer games now.
And especially for Eastern, this kid got a bag. You tossed him a bag. It's probably somewhere around $1 million, honestly, for him to come here. And it's in his backyard. It's it's home cooking. He'll probably live at home. I mean, why wouldn't you? And Eastern Michigan is being talked about on ESPN, on all these it's so good for the school.
What's the building that they play in?
The Convocation Center.
Now, how many people do you say before this year average was?
I was there. About 300 tops.
So
more than a Michigan baseball game.
More than a Michigan baseball. More than a Michigan baseball game, though.
What does it seat?
10,000. Jay-Z's played that place before.
Okay, so where does this put? Because this is a great move by Eastern. Does this bring in the students, bring in the fans? Does you get 1,000 people in that place?
I'll put it to Spencer Raxter. You're an Eastern Michigan student. You're rolling out, aren't you?
For sure. No doubt. If I go to Eastern
and you're any kind of sports guy, you're going.
Any kind of sports guy, and we just got Emoni Bates, who's a Yipsy guy, who they already know. It's
that's what I'm see. Do you understand the investment here?
Yeah,
that's a great move, because and you know what, you look at Eastern Michigan, are they stepping out? But they stepped out pretty much for the hometown kid. right? And if you're going to step out, why wouldn't you step out in your community into something that can bring back something? So, I mean, yes, this has the makings as much to not work out, but I got a feeling that this is the situation that this kid needs, that we're going to find out. If he's that player that he was touted, a few years ago and stuff like this could be the best situation. Or, again, maybe not, if you haven't grown up, because playing at home can be tough. So, it's interesting. Congratulations to Eastern, though. Congratulations, TJ, Lang, alumni. Yeah, buddy. You'll be down there, so I'll have to talk to him and get excited.
Hit us up, by the way, on the show, and then let us, bring back the curtain on that one. But yeah, again, November 19th, Arena, Eastern Michigan, Oakland. That got pretty juicy, Spence. You need me to get you some tickets for that one?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all right. That would be dope. I'll be there for sure.
I got you.
I'll be rocking green and white, but hey, I'll be cheering for either of those guys.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's going to be hype in that building.
Oh, for sure.
There is no question about that. And there is a lot of buzz, and it will come back to it. It's one of those things where if he's even remotely good, he's a lottery pick, as you said. No doubt. Nothing changes. And that's why I laughed at the Michigan fans that were kind of because this is the case, and we're seeing this, I think, with recruiting for football. Because we talked about it a couple days ago before some of the other entities started talking about it around town. Mm-hmm. They're taking some arrows right now from the recruiting world. They are.
Talk coming.
And they ran their playbook. We didn't want to deal with the dad anyway.
Yeah.
No one wanted Emoni Bates. Right? Go ahead, Sam Flannel. Give me your talking points. Here, get your list. Get your Michigan recruiting L list. Get it out right there and give it to me.
Trained by the rest of Go Blue Nation.
I give you the next 30 seconds. Go down the list.
I mean, this isn't me. This is Go Blue Nation. It's kind of like, Emoni Bates could have been a cancer in the locker room.
Next one.
He might not. He's not loyal. He spurned Michigan State.
Next one.
Shoot, there's
don't want to deal with the dad.
Don't want to deal with the dad. But in reality, if you're a smart Michigan fan, you definitely wanted this guy because he is. I mean, if you're ranked that high as a recruit, you obviously have the talent. But on the other hand, and another one, he was terrible at Memphis. He was. That's actually something that you can't even dispute. And I think that is a talking point that I wouldn't use it, but if a Michigan fan wanted to use it, I would accept that one.
Yeah, of course you would. As your new information. But honestly, okay, let's have a serious conversation. Can I talk to Sam right now? With all, the common sense guy or whatever. What do you think this means? Do you like the move for Eastern, regardless of Michigan? But what do you think do you think he plays out? Do you think playing in the MAC? Do you think this is a good move for him personally?
I mean, for Eastern, it's obviously phenomenal because they've never gotten a basketball player this highly touted. And for Emoni Bates, if he reaches his ceiling with Eastern Michigan, he's going to be the best player in the conference. He should dominate these games and really put his skill set on display. But I still think that it's okay to talk about the fact that, Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, and Jabari Smith are lottery picks, top 3 in the draft, and Emoni Bates is playing at Eastern Michigan. That's something. But at the same time,
that was last year's draft. They're not a part of the draft he'll be involved in.
Right, but it comes back to if you're a first-round pick, you get a guaranteed contract and you're in the league. So then everything resets.
Yeah, and
we get caught up in this stuff all the time, and that's why I always laugh about the draft to some degree. It doesn't matter once you get picked and your contract signed. It's all equal footing because no one cares anymore.
This could be the reset Emoni Bates needs, and if he plays well, like Spencer said, he will be a lottery pick.
That's what I wanted. Can we get that, boys in the back? That I want Sam Flannel saying this could be the reset Emoni Bates needs, and he could be a lottery pick.
Yep.
Yeah, attaboy, Sammy.
MF Ingester on our YouTube chat thread says if Bates was as good as everyone says he is, he'd be in the league. Scouts are seeing something that the outside world isn't. And Jester, there might have been a time where that would be 100% ironclad true. But I think you have to look at this from the perspective now of with name, image, and likeness, and you're talking about 7-figure deals. You go back to it, Addison at UCLA is making more than Jamison Williams is this year. That's real.
Yeah.
Hunter Dickinson would have left.
Oh, for sure.
But he makes more money being at Michigan than he would be playing in the G League.
Yeah. It's a fact.
We can't just blasely throw that out there anymore.
New dynamic duo, Hunter Dickinson and Jimmer Fredette, Shanghai Sharks. Unstoppable.
That's right. I'd love to see Kay Felder square up with Hunter off a pick and roll.
Oh yeah, just torch him.
Yeah, I would love to see that one. I'd love to see the buffet at Big Boy too, and it's back right now at participating locations every weekend from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Don't forget to try the classics like the Slim Jim, the Dolly Chicken Sandwich, and of course the original Big Boy. Find your nearest Big Boy location at bigboy.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty here in the house. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. And, we're just cutting it up right now. Talk about Emoni Bates a little bit. Siegi in our YouTube chat thread says he wasn't eligible for the draft. And that was, I'm trying to remember, did he
was going to go to the G.
He was going to go to the G League. Like that was the discussion. So I can't remember if because I know you have to be, what is it, a year removed from high school graduation? So
you have to be like over 18 after a certain time, or before a certain point in the season, and then a year removed from your high school graduation.
Like the NFL salary cap.
Yeah.
Bingo. There it is. So, I mean, that again, that's the discussion. So, but that just furthers my point. It's more profitable to go to college now.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're in bag accumulation, all of us.
Ray, just quick question off the top right now, and I won't hold you to this, but gut feeling on Emoni Bates. Does playing it? What do you expect? Does this make him top 10 lottery draft pick?
I think he was always going to be. And I just go back to Patrick Baldwin Jr. Man, he was a first round pick. He was ineffective at best at Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Anybody on bust alert with this kid?
I mean, yeah, you're always going to be.
Okay.
You're always going to be, but it only takes one team. Only takes one team to value you and believe in you. And the Patrick Baldwin thing, to me, that's what set the precedence, because it doesn't matter. If you're National High School Player of the Year, Emoni Bates, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, all these guys, if you go into the draft, someone will take you.
So here's the conversation, right? And you want to talk about the parents, you want to talk whatever. In my opinion, in the Bates camp, they're along your thought process, right? It's going to go out and play. Doesn't matter what the competition, whatever it is, you got to go to a spot.
And if I'm going to get a bigger bag playing in college.
And so why don't I go and what is Hunter Dickinson and all these guys come back with NIL? Well, isn't it sort of like a buffer between your first year pro and your last year college, because you're sort of getting paid. You're going to have some freedom, to do more professional things or more things with like a professional contract. So I think it's interesting, but I think at the end of the day, he believes that. He knows that no matter where he plays or whatever, so he's going to go out there and try to ball out because it's a skills set guy.
Yeah, and that's where it is too. And again, having seen something similar to this play out when Kendrick Nunn went to Oakland. He comes to Oakland, he gets the usage, he's second in the nation of scoring behind some guy named Trae Young. It was Trae Young and Kendrick Nunn going back and forth for the scoring title that year. And that's why I think the Rocket Watts thing with Oakland plays a part in this, because Reggie Hamilton was a guy that transferred to Oakland, and he beat out God, some guy that plays for Portland finished second in scoring. Dame Lillard, like Reggie Hamilton beat out Damian Lillard for the scoring title.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, but see, that's the kind of scope that this can do. If you go to Michigan, you do have to share the ball more.
I mean, there's more talent around you.
There's more talent around you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to showcase yourself as much. So going to a small school, sometimes it really can make it so that you are, what they say, a big fish in a small pond, and really just go out there and do your thing and showcase your skills. And hopefully that happens for Emoni Bates. I'm really rooting for him. You never want to see that kind of talent wasted.
Yeah, for sure. So certainly we'll be keeping an eye on that and see how that all breaks down. But I did want to touch on this. Joel Zumaya is on one.
Zoom.
About Avila, man.
Can I tell a quick, before you do this, can I tell you a quick story?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why you're here, D-Mac. Yes.
I love Zoom, but if you will recall a few weeks, maybe it was 3 weeks ago, whatever, I was up in Traverse City. I think I was in Traverse City. Anyways, I was signing. I was in Western Michigan, where the Whitecaps are, for the A-League baseball game, right? I was doing a signing. Well, that was the day Joel Zumaya had first come out with, maybe, because they were talking about it at the ballpark, because I was signing that day, and he was supposed to be there in like a week or something like that. They were discussing whether or not, probably not because of his comments. So I love Zoom, the fact that he's doubled down and passionate about it. I'll have to reach out. You want to see if I can get him on?
Yeah. I think that's in order. Yeah.
We'll do that. He was on. I think when I reached out to him over this weekend, after this weekend, but next week. But so the fact that he's burned bridges in that Tiger organization, and he
didn't burn bridges.
He doesn't care. He
speaks truth.
He detonated bridges in the Tigers organization.
But what did he do?
With C4.
But what did he do, Neal? And did he do anything? Did he step out of line? Did he bring up nothing? And you know why it's imperative, or why it has more impact? Because he was in that locker room, because he was around there, because he knows the people and stuff like this. And anytime, I don't care whether you like it or not, believe in it or not, somebody comes out speaking their truth. What do I always say? I sign my book. Enjoy my truth. It's the way I saw it, right? If somebody saw it differently, write a book. So, Joel Zumaya. So anyways, he didn't burn the bridge. He didn't bomb the bridge. He just detonated it.
Yeah, like World War I stuff. Remember how they would try to blow up all the bridges so you couldn't get anywhere. That's what Joel Zumaya did. And you know what? To me, he's still passionate about He reminds me of you.
We're a lot alike.
Yeah,
bro.
he reminds me of you a lot. Just when you talk about the organization, you tread in the waters. You said, "Hey, we thought we had 3 defensemen. We had 1.5. Yeah. We'll go fix it."
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And it's who do you trust? And I think it's look at the different situation if you're going to compare me and Joel Zumaya as former players, where I'm sitting here going, woo-hoo, Stevie, wow, woo, Tubin, whoop, better grab on. Ooh, that was a little bumpy ride. Woo. We're Tubin with the eyes are playing.
Eyes playing.
Right, eyes playing. What are they doing? Oh my God.
Steve Osman.
Slow down. Yeah, we're on the
19.
19. See, I got it all, right? I got all the signs. I got everything else popping around. And he's in the absolute opposite place of any of us are. He's in that hole. He's in that darkness. And I mean, I get it. So what did I do? Right? What did I do when this organization, right, between after I left 2009 until Stevie sort of came back, you saw me a little bit, right? I was doing other things, but I was gone. I don't want to be a part of this. I can't be around when I don't believe in the process. My biggest thing is somebody says, "Hey, D-Mac, what do you think of them?" And this person, that person, whatever. Do you hear, if you don't hear somebody's name out of my mouth, that should give you all the insurance you need. Now, Joel took the different tact because of the passion and the fact that he's had enough. He's had enough, to for himself. This is sort of this is for him to clean his closet because it's not going to be there. And the transparency of how he did it, did you see any calculation on this, or did you just say
no? He was shooting from the hip,
just shooting from the hip.
I got the video. You guys?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, run that
for sure.
Right now off the bat, I don't really have much more to say about that. I vocally just came out and said what I publicly feel needs to be said. Being a part of the team and being a part of the organization. In 2002, when I was drafted, the organization was still kind of down in the slumps, Being part of that 06 team and changing what I call the dynasty a little bit and kind of giving that ride all the way up to, 2012. I wasn't part of 2012, but I was there all the way to 11. That team changed the whole city around. It changed the state of Michigan. It disappoints me now to see where it is, and someone has to speak up. I'm just part of the organization. I'm just kind of sad that some of the older class and the older generation hasn't really spoken up, and I'm glad that I've been that guy to speak up for the state, for the people that are true fans. And for me, the Old English means a lot for me. It changed my life, and that's why I'm doing it, And for Al, Al knows what's up, and that's all I got to say about it. Everybody knows my feelings about Al, but for me, it's been a long time, and for what he's been served on the platter with, come on now. That's all I got to say.
And there was Joel Zumaya. And oh, by the way, Sam Flannel, I demand that we get Al knows what's up. We have to have that.
Yeah, Sam, I'll email you that video right now.
We have to have that. We do.
I'll get that tomorrow.
We have to have that.
So what did he say that was so wrong?
So Avila needs to be fired.
To whatever. He's saying everything we all said. What, just because now it comes from a former player, we need justification? What do you think now because Joel Zumaya stepped up, Castillo's just going, oh my gosh, one of my former players? No, it just goes to show you the frustration throughout. So please put your Tiger fandom. What he said is that, because I remember when it united the city. I remember what it was like going down there and everything else. And it's just, it makes me sad that it has I didn't even see him start. I thought he blew him up. He didn't blow him up. He just reiterated it. That's like doing a piece just because he was a former player is why everybody. But he didn't. That was nothing. Told you exactly the facts. What did he say? He didn't say Al knows how I feel, but Al knows what's up. Right? That's what is trying to say that. I mean, if I wanted to bury the guy, I would start laying down stats. Well, since I left, he didn't do that. That's Melvin. That's cream of wheat.
Well, I liked it because
it because we got a great drop, and I loved it because Zumaya's going to stand out about it, and he did it respectfully as you can. I mean, asked about it, right? And he nailed it, right? What did he say? The accountability of the older guys, and the way that he said it so matter of factly. Like if that, I don't know, because nothing seems to work, so don't expect a change. Right? Just keep going on and on and on and on and on, and then maybe one day something will change. But there's 3 other great teams and other great things going on in this city that I'm going to focus on.
Yeah, it's just I loved the passion. What I always tell you, what I like about you when I see you work the room at LCA, you got a passion for it. You'll say what needs to be said to it, or not. Or, as you talked about earlier, I'll just kind of withdraw and go do something else with the time. I love that about Joel Zumaya. I love that Joel Zumaya stood up there and said that because, and you're right, D-Mac, not that it's going to, quote-unquote, change anything, because it's not. Chris Illich saw that picture of him with the Fire Avila T-shirt and said, oh, Joel Zumaya said we got to do something, so let's go do it. No, it's not. But if anything, though, it justifies my feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it justifies that anger.
No, it should reiterate of how you feel.
I feel validated.
But it's like, and it validates my just disdain. Like, it's not even, I'm beyond, like, I don't care, right? Like, it doesn't, I don't care. Yes, I will still, it's on the radio, depending on what it is, listen to an at-bat for different guys. But I'm not invested. I could care less because I know it's not going anywhere except down. It's going to keep going down and down and down. And here's the final straw. Is the final straw when something's done is when your general manager says, deuces, I'm out. Good for you, Joel.
Listen, guys, bettors, don't let other bettors bet alone. So grab a few cold ones, call up your people, and get ready for action-packed UFC 276. Iggy Adesanya, will he keep his title? Jared Cannonier, will he walk out victorious? Either way, you can walk out a winner with MyBookie. Right now, when you join the MyBookie community, you'll get an instant deposit bonus. Use a promo code Woodward, and they'll match half of your first deposit up to $1,000 in free bets. Several big-name UFC fighters will be dropping their own predictions on MyBookie's social channels all week long, so there's plenty of options to choose from if you don't know who to back. Bet one fight, bet them all. Parlay it. Hit the Spencer Raxter Parlay Special and raise the stakes on the UFC card that's sure to entertain. Don't forget to use the promo code Woodward. You know what it is. And get that deposit bonus match up to 50% in free bets. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Ribbit, yeah, Big Frog is here. When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. That is Big Frog in Novi with no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum in a 24-hour turnaround. You can have your whole team outfitted in no time, whether it's embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and even screen printing. Big Frog has the styles you want, so visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4BIG-FROG. That's 844-4BIG-FROG, bigfrog.com/Novi. Tell them Big D Energy. Woodward Sports, we sent you.
Back at it here, pulling up on the second hour of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network kind of blew through that break a little bit right there. Aaron Tackett, Neal, you butchered Izzy's last name. I did do that one pretty bad. There's a new copy here, so I obviously I know that it's Adesanya. I know that, but because as I said, I know Cannonier was a 3-1 underdog, so obviously I know what's going on. I'm not UFC elite by any means, except for my guy Josh Parisian.
Hell yeah.
I'm not UFC elite per se, but I know what's going on. It's new copy. Hey, I'm not a robot, okay? Yeah. I'm a human being.
Allowed to make.
I can make a mistake every season. I get 4 a year.
Max Holloway, Volkanovski 3. That's gonna be fight of the year. I can't wait for that.
I think I'm going to tap in.
It's a must.
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. The last two fights were great. Volk won them both. Max should have won the second one. It's up in the air still, but man, this is going to be.
You know what's funny? You bring up that, and you know what, Max Holloway. Like, how old is he now? Because dude, like 30.
He's got to be somewhere around
there.
But
I mean, he's like a true veteran, like an OG of the game. And I remember when he came in.
He's 30.
He's 30, and he's at the, I guess, not at the end, but he's well into his career. So this is a huge fight for him. This is going to be a bloodbath. What do you like, Spence?
I like Holloway. I do. I think he's going to come out. He's going to take his belt back. It's great, though. I mean, Volk is great, too, but Volk's been more susceptible to getting dropped a little bit. We've seen it here and there, but he is an insane fighter as well, all around great fighter. But I just love Max Holloway, and he's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I want to see him go out there and get his belt. I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, Saturday night, man. And this winds nicely with what Nine Drink says in the YouTube chat thread. Does Neal always have extra pep in a step when he has a tea time? I like to think I always have a little extra pep in my step, but the answer is yes. Yes, I do.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
it could have something to do with he has the Titleist hat on. So, I mean, it's just.
No, the answer is yes. But I always do have an extra pep in my step. Saturday night, and speaking of golf and tee times, so Sunday I'm supposed to play with Sunday morning early with some of the Woodward people. And Saturday night, Spence, is shaping up to be an evening.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You could take the evening into the golf game. That's why they created the mulligans.
I'm
Right
saying,
back
though,
at her.
so you got the UFC. Detroit City FC's playing in Vegas. They got a 10:30 kick time on ESPN Plus. There's a lot to tend
That's
to
a
on
long
Saturday
night.
evening.
You got to pace yourself a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Saturday's going to be the lawn mowing day. So, when you get done mowing the lawn,
You need a couple.
you got to lord over from your deck and appreciate,
for sure.
I think every person does that, right? After you mow the lawn, do you have like a beverage after you mow the lawn?
Oh, no doubt.
You're a man.
Yeah, you got to. Sit there and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Drink a good beverage. Yeah, for sure.
Think about, I know I just got the blade sharpened, but I should probably get it sharpened again.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good. I really like what I did with the edger this time. Look at that pattern. Like all that stuff. It's one of those things where Saturday's shaping up to be a day, Spencer.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be a lot going on. I can't wait. I'm excited for it. I'm telling you, this card is going to be insane.
Chuck Brewer says, Neal blaming the commenters. No, I'm not. I'm not blaming anyone, Chuck. Accountability. I butchered the name in the promo. I did. No one else did that. It's on the paper. I did that incorrectly. And guess what? I won't make another mistake until about October. One a season.
There you go.
I got the summer one out of the way early, though. I'm going to be walking a tightrope. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's true.
I love it. Doughboy Steve. That's from the guy with 2 furnaces and mows his own lawn.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pride thing.
It is.
I do. I like doing it, man. Yeah. I feel like Forrest Gump with the high school football field. Like I cut that lawn for free.
Yeah.
But I do. I like doing it. I like being outside. Even when it's 90, when it's 95.
From
I
Jay-Z
like being
to
outside.
Forrest Gump, my guy.
I got you.
Here. You got it.
I got
All the
you.
bars.
No, but it is like that's.
No, okay, I know. Like, and maybe this little segue or side, but do you cross cut it or do you cut it specifically? Are you like my wife where it has to be cut a certain way because of the way it looks? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
The answer is yes to that. And I do keep it on brand for the people out there. I have a battery-powered lawnmower.
Oh.
I do.
What?
I have a battery-powered lawnmower.
That is so on brand.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Sorry, honey, I can't cut the grass. I forgot to charge the mower.
Yeah. You charge. All right, we'll kill the rest of this
Imagine
segment.
when you were a kid, you get away with, it was plugged in, but the plug wasn't plugged in the wall, Dad. Sorry. We're going to play ball.
Neal's like, I had the Tesla charging, so I can charge the lawnmower battery.
And then I summoned it to come pick me up.
Is the lawnmower and the Tesla, do they share a charge for it?
Okay, here we go. Let's YouTube chat poll. Is it acceptable that I have an electric lawnmower?
Southpaw Slap says the battery-powered lawnmower is the truth.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You guys, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I don't ever do? Change oil. Change a spark plug. Have to get set up to go mow the lawn and discover there's no more gas in the gas can. I don't deal with any of that anymore. And guess what else I don't do? I don't pull it or any of that. I mean, the last gas mower had push button start. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't have to deal with any of that. I pop the battery.
The string pull is a part of mowing lawns. Like,
no.
You get it first rip.
No,
that's such a good feeling. Like, come on.
Yeah, you do. First pull,
one pull.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I think, yes, it's acceptable. Don't do this, people. Be honest. All right? Be Chef Chris Smith. Really, Neal? Really? Darren's MVP. Neal won't know how to fix an electric mower. There's nothing to fix.
Here's the thing, though. Right? In today's day and age, you got a point, man. Just like the people who are driving electric cars don't have to pay for gas. I don't want to put gas on a lawnmower. Too expensive to go into the gas tank.
$6 every.
How much is that now? Is it comparable? Like, is it more expensive
than
a regular gas mower?
No, it takes 35 minutes for the battery to charge.
No, I mean the price.
No, they're comparable. Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're comparable.
You could have just started a new trend here.
Yeah.
Good thing I don't cut my grass.
Big Play Jay says Neal is saving the planet. You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah, okay.
That was his first. Yeah, that was his. Hey, I got my electric thing as I'm blowing my 8 furnaces out the stop. Don't worry. Really? Mr. 2 furnace there looking for the 3rd? Yeah, exactly.
I'm saving the planet.
Yeah.
No, Big Play JC, here's the dirty little secret. I do it because it's easier.
There we go. That's fair.
Because why do we know? Because who is the laziest man?
Okay,
on
Josh
the planet?
Hansen.
That guy.
What other battery-powered utensils do you have, Neal? The blower.
The weed whipper.
The weed whacker is battery powered. The blower is battery powered. The edger, I haven't gone to the edger yet. I still have like the plug-in with the extension cords.
Ooh, that's a little more off-brand. I'm surprised you don't have the cordless edger yet.
Yeah, it's just the power isn't. I like a real sharp edge on there. That's the one. And you know what? When I'm sitting there and I'm having the beer, like post lawn mow, the edges are what I'm looking at.
I had to edge my mom's lawn with a handheld edger.
Have you ever got out there with scissors? God. Or not scissors, but like clippers?
No, I'm not going that far.
Just making sure.
I'm still lazy, D-Mac. Like,
all right.
Both things can be true. Both things can be true. VLock85 says, it's a little green one. Yes. Darren's MVP, I don't trust the torque of a battery. And Darren, I'll tell you this. I was along those same lines about 3 years ago. But this new 80-volt battery they got out, dude, is the truth. It is. And the blower's incredible. I'm telling you, if you haven't looked at them in a while, look at them.
All right,
that's all I can say.
There's your... what do we got? Independence Day weekend lawn mowing.
We got it lined up. There it is on the Saturday. So yeah, we'll certainly do that. Hey, but before I do any of this stuff, the workout's getting in at Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership start. What?
We just did a whole segment on lawnmowers.
The MFN jester. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say?
No, I just said he just edged your mom's lawn.
You said that? Can we get that one? Can we get that one, Sam Flannel?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, good people of Planet Fitness, I apologize for this. Let's start this again. But before I mow the lawn in the morning, I'm going to get that workout in at Planet Fitness because it's a home of the judgment-free zone. It's a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere at Planet Fitness. Membership starts at just $10 a month for access to your home club, all the way up to the Black Card at $24.99 per month. Yes, less than $1 a day. Gets all of it for you at Planet Fitness. All the use of the amenities, the tanning, the hydro massage, the massage chairs, and maybe most importantly, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world. Wherever you go, there tends to be a Planet Fitness there. And oh, by the way, you get unlimited guest privileges also. It's all there for you. It's Planet Fitness, where you can join in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. Pull in there and do it, or jump on your computer, planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Boom! 2 more winners I gave you last night. That's 12 out of 15. But who's keeping track? Hey, who's the best? I'm the best. Over there at the Woodward Bet Show. You guys got to make sure you're tuning in. And also, you guys got to make sure you download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check all the live odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get back to those winners. I know that's all you want. That's all we want. We want fun coupons. That's the way we roll. Hey, today we're going to roll with the Cleveland Indians to beat the Minnesota Twins. Bieber been pitching pretty well. Sounds good to me. Cleveland Indians, oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
What's up, D-Mac here at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a bog project coming up? Alta Equipment, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. YouTube chat poll. Is it acceptable for Neal to have a rechargeable/electric lawnmower? 64% of you say yes. I'm glad. I was worried we didn't, but I feel as well we turned a corner.
You're
D-Mac.
on brand.
Yeah.
You're on brand.
Okay. I think that's what it is.
And everybody else is too, because I guess this 80-volt battery.
It's the real deal,
is
guys.
The real deal.
The power's there, man. It absolutely is. And the battery charge lasts the whole time. Like, I never have to deal with it. I just go pop it back on the charger, and away we go, guys. And that's it. And I love it. And if you haven't, I'm just saying look into it. Robert Colosia, seriously, are you guys 14 cutting your own lawn? Everybody in California has a gardener. Mine actually has a battery lawnmower this week. LOL, shaking my head now. Man, Colosia's lording over everybody from California.
Yeah, I mean, he already lives in California, and now he's got his own gardener. I mean, jeez.
Yeah. So, no, I don't ride it. I push it. I do. I like it. I like it. But, yeah, it's getting a lot of love. We were talking about the Joel Zumaya thing before we got off brand. And, his comments were out there wearing the Fire Avila T-shirts. And I'll go back to it. I love the clip that we played earlier. If you missed it, you can rewind on YouTube. Obviously, the podcast is available to you, too, the Big D Energy podcast, wherever you get the podcast. You can go back and listen to it. And he doubled down. He wasn't brash about anything like that. I love the passion from him. And it comes back to me with what we said. And, D-Mac, you brought this up where somebody out there had to say it. Earlier this week, I had a comment that did pretty well on social media where I said, at what point do you have to be good at your job? And now Spencer brought this up yesterday. You see Verlander spin another gem. He was out there after Tommy John surgery, 2 years out of the game. First pitcher to 10 wins in a season.
I love Verlander. That's my guy.
Look, I've had my issues, just World Series related, just in the moment. Still doesn't have a World Series win. I know win's not a metric. I get all that. Mm-hmm. But in the World Series, you know what I'm saying, ... That being said, you can't deny what he is, and you certainly can't deny coming back from Tommy John and doing what he's doing. And you certainly can't deny that you got back Daz Cameron for him. Yeah. That's the thing that you can't deny the most out of all of it. J.D. Martinez, Justin Verlander got you Daz Cameron. That's what you can't deny. So you know what? Was Joel Zumaya right? Is he right? Yes.
Yes, 100%. 100%. It's like I said, I've said it before. Verlander was my Tiger. I loved it. Talk about some of the best homegrown talents that we've produced. Justin Verlander is one of them, and it's a lot, especially when you see the return. It's an Alcantara, it's a Jake Rogers, and it's Daz Cameron, and Verlander's still in Cy Young contention. Man, it gets me every time. And like you bring it up, yeah, we could have, if we would have taken more of his deal, if we would have taken more of that money, we probably would have got better prospects. Then you should have done it. Like, you shouldn't have worried about the money. Like, get over it. You're a billionaire. Come on. But unfortunately, it is what it is.
D-Mac's official statement is that he checked out, and I, Neal Ruhl, speaking for the representation of Darren McCarty, would like to inform you as far as future endeavors are concerned in relation to conversations about the Detroit Tigers, Avila, and Tigers ownership in general will not be participated in by the undersigned Darren McCarty. He has officially checked out and will not participate in further discussions. He respects your privacy. He wants you to respect his privacy at this time. Thank you.
Unless you want me to lose my mind. If you want me to yell and scream, then I'll come back in.
Of course we want you to yell and scream. What? Of course we do.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's a prime example, right? You nailed it right there. You're giving away, like, trading the assets, but not doing what other great GMs, as we're seeing. The Verlander trade was years ago. I get it, but the precedence of how you make trades and what you get in return, and you're not spending a little bit to get better prospects in return, and does it Do you wonder why you have nothing in the minors or anything coming up? There it is. Look at Justin Verlander. He's your March 26, 97 of the Detroit Red Wings, right? For what it meant to us. He's the Tigers. When the day that he was traded, that's the trickle-down effect, where it started. And good luck, Justin. I hope you win your Cy Young. And a playoff game. And the World Series. But there it is. And because he was ours. And he was homegrown. And he was ours. And this and that and whatever else. So it's just like, why? Beat myself over the head.
Mark Royal says Tigers don't deserve for you guys to talk about. But you know what, Mark Royal? Yes, it does. Because this continues to grow. For me. I mean, on a day-to-day basis. Because what are we coming up to, Spencer? What are we coming up to?
We're coming up to the halfway point of the season.
I'm going to save it. My next Tigers rant will be a doozy. But I'm going to take a break for a minute.
And that's fine. What are we coming up to, Spencer?
Trade deadline, and Avila is still there.
Set the clock. The trade deadline, Avila is still there. I'll probably pull my rest of my hair out. There you go.
We're gonna get 2 more Alcantaras for Lane. I mean, they're gonna
eventually one will pay off.
You know who I feel bad for? You know who I feel really bad for?
Rogelio.
Dan Dickerson and Rogelio. Yes, Rogelio's great.
Same concept. Same concept.
Right. The guys that, and yeah, gosh, Raj is getting the worst. We thought Corey Woods, when he started with the Lions and couldn't get a victory, and we used to bust his chops at whatever it was his fault.
Yeah.
I mean, the job that Raj, he doesn't deserve that.
Yeah. He's so good at his job.
He's so good, man. Like, can you imagine having Raj covering the Tigers if they were good?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I follow him and cover it, and it's disgusting.
Tammy Chin in our YouTube chat. Tammy Chin, our YouTube chat thread. I will support the Tigers no matter what. As do I, Tammy. I mean, like, I have a B team, like I'm sure everybody else does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here to, like, both things can be true. Tigers fan for life, man. Born and raised here. Always going to be a Tigers fan, no matter what. No matter what.
I am too.
But both things can be true.
It's all true. But you know what? Sometimes you need to step away. This relationship is unhealthy for me right now. I'm going to step away for a minute. Doesn't mean that we're done. Just that I'm going to go over here till you get your crap together. Yeah. Then we can reassess the relationship. I will always have a near and dear place in my heart. You're always number one. But if you set it free and it's meant to be, right, it's got to come back.
It'll come back.
This might not, guys. This might not come back.
My
That's
B
how
team
bad
was the Phillies for a while. I like the Phillies. Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Cole Hamels. You know, I like them when they were good. I might go back to the Phillies.
Oh, can we just quickly touch upon something in baseball? Can we touch on the Freddie Freeman thing?
Yes.
If anybody who hasn't heard, did you hear the Freddie Freeman?
Defire his representation.
Well, here's what comes out after he goes back to Atlanta. Now, if anybody knows Freddie Freeman, who was a first baseman, they're all-star, loved it there, considered probably one of the nicest guys, greatest guys. And there's Raj right here. Should have him on. But the fact is that, so there's contract negotiations going through the free agency or whatever, and it's timeline, but I'm going to give you the Cole's notes on it, is there was offers back and forth, and then Atlanta wasn't giving him what he wanted, so they made a trade for Matt Olson, and then which gave Freddie Freeman free agency that he signed in L.A. Well, it comes out that when he came back to Atlanta this week in the first series of play, that his agent didn't tell him that Atlanta had given him a last-minute offer, because the agent knew that Freddie would have took the offer and not gone to L.A. So he withheld it. So that didn't come out until this weekend. We got Rogelio Castillo, our Tiger guy. Is his mic up there? What's up, Raj?
Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Nice to do it. Now, before, and this is the gentleman, like, look at my boy Rod. He doesn't deserve the treatment he gets at Tiger Stadium. But I'm talking about this Freddie Freeman situation. And when did you first hear about this like we did? And can you give us a little bit more behind it?
In terms of that, I know that it was something that we followed in the offseason a little bit, because we thought it was kind of strange based off his years and loyalty in Atlanta. I heard about this, what happened with his agent Friday, and I don't know if you guys saw what his agent retweeted, or the agency, but they had no comments on it, so they kind of cowered back a little bit. So But I thought that he was saying he was coming home to L.A., so I thought that everything was good on that part. But it seemed behind the scenes that Atlanta wanted to go younger anyways, which is why they brought in Olsen. So but for day one, Atlanta was pretty transparent about it.
Yeah, that's that is an incredible story. B. Har says Avila looks so much worse now being surrounded by competent GMs for the other teams in Detroit as well. I want to chat with Rogelio for a couple minutes. Let's go to the break first. Let's do that, and then when we come back, I got a couple questions that I just like. Also, too, draft show, MLB draft show coming up. We'll talk with Rogelio about that one as well after I tell you about the official drink of summer. Yes, it is here. It is the Mulligan. It is made by the fine folks at Gypsy Vodka, locally made in Petoskey, Michigan. If you're out on the golf course, which I will be in a very short order, or hanging out in the backyard, the Mulligan is calling your name. Ask for the Mulligan at your local golf course or at a Total Wine store near you. 8% on these things, guys. All right, let's not load up the bong and start getting crazy and stuff like that, okay? Let's be adults about the situation.
Yeah, you can load up the bong and be an adult.
Just step lightly, okay? These are the official drink of summer. As you know, the guys at Gypsy Vodka are doing it up. They're doing it better than anybody else. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard about it. It's the original home of the football bowling pin game called Fulling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play where you can stay there open until close, have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. Do whatever you want. You can bring in the type of food you want. They don't care. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. Know what you want to make a decision. They have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down and check them out in Hamtramck at the Fulling Warehouse, or visit them online at fullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is fullingwarehouse.com.
We press on. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. And that Tigers cloud, man. You can be rolling on a show, and everything's cool, and you're chopping it up. And then that cloud comes over the studio. And it sucks you in, and I don't understand it. YouTube chat thread AC says Tammy is a slappy. AC, no, Tammy's not a slap. I think Tammy's real about stuff. We're in the same boat, Tammy and I. I will always be a Tigers fan. I will always want them to win. However, I don't believe they have the ability to do so right now. Tammy said that. She said that about the Red Wings too. You know, and that she's fair. I think I'm being fair. I think D-Mac's being fair. We go to a guy here in studio that I think is very fair as well. Rogelio Castillo, he's our Tigers insider here for Woodward Sports. And Rogelio, before we go into the dark cloud stuff, you guys are doing a draft show for Major League Baseball draft. That'll be Sunday, July 17th here at the Woodward Studios. Since that's all we got to talk about, man, like... What's the buzz? What's the draft buzz? Because it's all we got, Rogelio.
So last night, good friend of the show, Brian Skowski, works for Perfect Game, did a mock draft, and they did a draft, and he picked Daniel Susek, a catcher out of Arizona, for the Tigers. And Baseball America mocked him at 2 pitchers, which I thought was kind of oh boy, here we go. Fans are going to be like, well, we don't want any high school pitchers, and they shouldn't. They should get the best offensive bat available. So guys, you're talking about players, possibly like Brooks Lee, a shortstop out of Cal Poly. There's a couple outfielder bats out there that could follow the Tigers, and I think that it is imperative based off. I've gone to Erie, I've gone to Lakeland, I've gone to West Michigan. The Tigers definitely need a bat, and so I think pitching. They can develop pitching now. Fetter has a system in place. You've seen guys now that are unfamiliar to you, like Reese Olson, that are doing really well based off what they're having there. So I think they should go for a bat. They need to, and out any bat, because the Tigers. It doesn't matter. They need position. You always in the MLB draft. You don't draft for need. You draft for the best player available.
All the time,
Right.
and that's where that one is a little bit different.
Tigers,
but that's where that one is a little bit different animal in that respect. And look, man, you're there, and I don't want to put you in a tough spot, but you're there. You're there day to day. You're covering the team. You're down there at the stadium. I'm going to ask you this, and you answer it how you see fit to answer it. Are the questions being asked around the media, around the rooms, within the media, to each other, and the fans have certainly a different perspective, I think, than the media that are there day to day, which certainly go into the stadium, and there's a different way that things operate there. I'll just leave it at that. Are those discussions being had amongst people that cover the team on a day-to-day basis? Like, is there any thought to that could happen? When I say that, you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's a discussion amongst the media. So it's not this. I hate sometimes that fans believe that especially when the Ken Rosenthal article came out in Athletic, really, I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off when I saw comments going, well, the media is self-serving the Tigers and they're not writing anything critical. If you pay attention, a lot of them are, and there's questions being answered, and a lot of them at the same time, when you're critical about the Tigers, you're gonna hear about it, and so there's only so much you can write, and you can't write the thing you're talking about and beat it into a dead horse. We all know what we're trying to say and do, but there is definitely a discussion about something's got to change.
So from your perspective, or what everybody, if this talk is going on or being around there, are we talking the right things, asking the right questions? Is the focal point on getting rid of the GM, is that the focal issue, or is it bigger than that? We know nothing's going to be done without Chris's approval and stuff like this, but we're going into another draft. I make the joke, it's not a joke, that they're not going to draft the best available player. If that was the case, they would have drafted a shortstop last year instead of waiting for a pitcher to come 3-4 years down the line. Stuff like this. What has to happen?
There needs to be a pound of flesh.
What?
Right.
But
There's got to be.
Is there a pound of flesh or whatever like this? Because I don't see anything changing. You mentioned you went to Erie and Grand Rapids and Toledo to see that we need bats, we need this. The cupboard's bare, isn't it? Or tell me it's not bare. Tell me that there is an out, but is the out really getting rid of who's making the decision? Is it Avila? Because if it's not done, how can I get out of this doldrum of quit focusing on it being Avila if that's not going to be done?
If it's the impression that, and I've talked about this a couple times, that there's been decisions that or maybe Avila just signs off on. For example, the Reese Olson trade. I look at that, and Kenny Graham, who used to work for the Brewers, who works for the Tigers now, I'm sure he has some access to that about Olson's numbers. But I think you have to make that change, because then it's system-wide, minor league-wise, there's been changes. I don't know if it's Avila. It's probably not Avila. It's Ryan Garco doing the work. It's doing those things. But if he's going to be the last one to sign off on a draft, I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared right now, because
scared. You should be.
Yeah, I'm scared shitless.
You should be.
But the thing is that I look at like for example, guys like Colt Keefe who are doing really well. Those are picks that the Tigers don't normally traditionally make. So I feel like there's something else or someone else pulling the strings on this. But if he has final say on the first pick, and it's a pitcher again, then you have to question. Well, he has a good slider spin rate. I know the Jackson Jobe, a lot of people are basting the Jackson Jobe thing. I understand. But quietly, Isaac Pacheco, who was drafted later in the round, is having a good year in Lakeland. And I'm not saying it to be a slappy. The numbers indicate that. However, be that as it may, there's still not enough depth there. This is a problem that goes back for a while now. The system should be a little more. After Riley Green graduates, which he will in a couple months from being a prospect, you have Kerry Carpenter, but who knows what he's going to be. You have Ryan Kreidler, position-wise.
Who's 26.
Yeah, he's 26. And there's another thing, too, like...
That's my problem.
No, you're absolutely right. You have every right. And like Winslow Perez, who's coming up in the area now, he's 22. He's young, but he also can't field. He can't throw. So it's almost like we have no complete the five-tool player thing. There's a couple players we like, but are they going to be impactful? WAR? I just want a 2-WAR player, which is an average WAR player. That's all I want.
Isn't the biggest discrepancy when I heard, and I brought it up the other day, since 2014, they don't have a player above positive WAR.
Yeah.
Are you friggin' kidding? Oh, my God.
But
who keeps your job if you don't own the company and anything with that? I'm not 2014, guys. That wasn't 2, 3, 4 years ago. That's 8 years ago. Moving into having the same guy make the same choice. And then even when you talk about guys with numbers, those are pitchers.
Yeah.
You're not talking any hitters. What can I do on this team? I've done lately. It's nice to see Haas's back get hot, but I'm putting home runs in the stands. But I'm just saying, that's bang, 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 bang.
Hold on. Hold on, everybody, okay? Hold on. Okay. So, and this is my problem with it. Everybody that I'm told about in the minors, well, if you want to send Torque down, who do you bring up? Oh, another 25-year-old guy, another 26-year-old guy. It is empty to catastrophic proportions. I'm not being a guy on a soapbox on a street corner right now with that sign, double-sided sign over me that says the end of the world is near. No, I'm not doing that right now.
Right.
I'm going off of what the facts are. Rogelio, it's empty.
Yeah, it's
empty.
Darren, it took them 30 years, 30-plus years or more to develop the pitching they have now. Think about that for a moment. When the Tigers in the 90s and Randy Smith drafted pitching heavy, you have your Seth Gressingers, you pick a closer, Matt Anderson, the number 1 overall pick. To me, that's one of the most dumbest decisions of all time. And I understood why at the time they did it. When you find out later why.
I'll never understand why.
Well, they couldn't sign Troy.
No. See, that's it right there.
Yeah, no.
And look, you go back through time with the J.D. Drews and all that stuff. That right there.
You know what I'm talking about.
100% I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No. That's not acceptable.
That's not acceptable. It's taken the Tigers since the 1975 draft that had, or 76 draft rather, those 2 drafts that Bruce Morris, Petrie, and the core of the pitching to have what they have now. It took them 40 years, because I mean, it shouldn't. I don't want the hitting to take that long, because it's ridiculous. When you have international guys that right now, for example, that are in Lakeland, they're 17, 18 years old, hitting better than some of the guys at a higher level, you have to wait and see what they do in a higher level. That's saying something. But it shouldn't take this long. Look at, everybody talks about Juan Soto being like an example of that. The Tigers ain't even get lucky with that. They don't even get a war they get Omar Infante, Ramon Santiago. That's it. And it's frustrating, especially when I think the biggest fleece of them all is, talk about the David Price trade, for example, that had the shortstop for the Brewers now. It was down, I'm drawing a blank now all of a sudden. The original prospect that Tampa Bay asked for, Willie Adames.
Yeah.
If Tampa's asking about a 17-year-old in the backfield, you say no. You say no. You say no. And I'm not gonna. It's not nearly the same as.
Yeah, but you know what though, Rogelio, they'll do that now. Tampa will, and they'll say the guy's name that they don't want. Then they'll say hey, we want Joe Smith, but they don't really want Joe Smith. They want Bill Burns, who's the number 2 prospect, and they'll lead them right into saying, well, how about we give you Bill Burns instead? And they'll say, okay.
Well, this is the same organization that fixed Drew Smyly by having him go pitch on one side of the rubber, and the same thing with Fernando Rodney. If that's not an indication of a good, smart team, I don't know what is.
What? Yeah, and again, we're talking to Rogelio Castillo here, our Tigers insider, and look, just real quick before we go, Michael Barr asked on our YouTube chat thread, sure, most of the blame's on Avila, but what about blaming the guys like Grossman, Scope, Meadows, Torkelson, and what the hell happened with Elvin Rodriguez? The Elvin Rodriguez thing is a whole nother discussion.
Which we haven't even.
Yeah, which I've heard it's a marital issue, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna get in the guy's home life. All I know is
But again, that's another sign.
they're not paying him as that. Is that true? They're not paying him right now.
Yeah. But we
Okay, so they're
could have
not
put the
paying
money
him.
towards somebody that would
be here. I mean, but that just goes to show you that's another failure. And yes, the players, but Rogelio, us, the collective, the Tigers collective, were kind of bamboozled by the Grossman Scope thing last year. Those were outliers that we just poured milk on and sat in front of the TV and just ate that cereal.
Yeah, and the thing that really kind of disturbs me about Robbie Grossman a little bit is with the comments about the stadium. Keep in mind that he had more home runs last year than he did on the road. I don't understand the logic behind what he's saying about the stadium being, the dimensions being an issue. He changed his game from Oakland to be a home run hitter, so I don't understand. Or he was hitting home runs when he was in Oakland. As far as Scope goes, he is the best defensive second baseman in all of baseball. His outs above average is insane. But when you have at-bats like you do on the road, you're swinging at sliders and frailing, and this is now July. There's no excuse anymore. That's a problem. But I'm not going to also exactly replace him with Cody Clemens because
we've seen that act so far.
Right.
And not to say it's over for the guy.
Right.
But
the
numbers are the numbers.
Scope is playing old school baseball. In a sense, remember how when you were growing up, Neal and Darren, there was always a defensive player that hit like 200, but was really good defenseman. Ed Brickman comes to mind. Ed Brickman comes to mind. That's what Scope is doing right now. And I'm not trying to push the Brews as in YouTube chat. And I'm not trying to do it on purpose.
Everyone wants to be high for the weekend, man. Come on, Rogelio.
But I'm not. You guys know me enough to know I'm going to keep it real and be honest as possible about it. But
I wanted to bring to light again. I know Tigers brass is going to watch this and say, "Oh man, Neal's right. We got to make a move." Or man, Joe Zumaya's right. We got to make a move. I just want to illustrate to the people out there. And D-Mac, I was ignorant of this, largely ignorant of it. D-Mac turned me on to this, man, and it's rough, man. Rogelio, appreciate you sliding through, brother.
Thanks, Raj. And
no
you know
problem,
what?
guys.
Hey, exactly. Everybody said a prayer. No matter what, when you're thinking of Tigers, before you get mad, think about Raj and the great work that he does down there.
There you go. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse disorder. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It's a series about fentanyl and the other addictions that are plaguing our communities right now. If you're struggling or you know someone else who is struggling with some mental issues, go to thesportsma.com. Again, that's thesportsma.com. The Sports Marketing Agency is here to help. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Diamonds, it's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Odds Trader. OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for your game day betting action. Play-by-play updates, live scores, the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Let me say that again. The best price. You're going to bet on the game. Get the best price. Use OddsTrader.com to help you do it. Go to OddsTrader.com right now for your best bet. Back at it. Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. And I did want to touch on this because I think it's relevant It's something certainly that's timely. The Pistons still have a roster spot to fill. And, their actions dictate that, although they could, if they really, really wanted to, jump in those max waters. If they wanted to, they could figure that out. How do you want to see this shake out? And I'm curious to get Spencer and Sam. There are a couple of NBA guys. Now, I know that Sam Flannel, would say George Mikan is the play for this. I know that's the way that he would go. The name that really intrigues me, and I don't know if it's as much in play given what they've done from the center position, but you still do need a power forward. And I'm a big Bobby Portis guy, man.
Come on, man. Is Bobby Portis not maybe the meanest man in the league? Isn't he fit Detroit through and through?
It would be a very good
Can
fit.
we say he plays hard?
He plays hard. He
physical. Does. That's a guy that you need. And I think that looking at, we had Bobby Portis, Bryn Forbes, Malik Monk on this list, a couple of guys. But I think that if you could go out and get a Bobby Portis, that not only solidifies sort of that team toughness, but it sort of takes you on another level. It's sort of when you have to look down the roster and look at who you have to play against. I think what he's proven in his value, especially as a supporting cast member, what he did to Giannis and stuff like this, I think that's a guy you want.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said,
plus he's learned pedigree.
He's learned. He knows. He comes from. He's got championship experience. Like you said, he's intense. He's a guy that Detroit would like if he's on their team. Running down the court, crazy eyes, Bobby Portis. I would like that, and he fits the bill. He's that stretch four. He can go out there. He can knock down 3-point shots. We don't really have that other than what Kelly Olynyk. I don't want to see Kelly Olynyk on the roster in the next 2 months. So I like Bobby Portis a lot. If you can't get Bobby Portis, you got to go after a dead-eye shooter. That's what you got to add to this team. So whether that's Bryn Forbes, Malik Monk, Patty Mills, one of those guys that is going to be able to knock down 3-point shots, you bring them in. But I do think Bobby Portis is the best fit culturally and schematically for this team.
Because he's a dude.
He is a dude.
He's a dude.
He's a man.
He is a dude. And Sam Flannel, look, I know you would prefer George Mikan. He is not available, nor would he fit under the salary restrictions for the Detroit Pistons. Just in knee pads alone, that they would have to spend money on for the knee pads alone. But with all that being said, are you completing the room here? This is a very Bobby Portis room. I get the feeling right now.
People don't understand how valuable Bobby Portis was to the Milwaukee Bucks,
I agree.
especially in the year when they won the championship. They do not win the title without the contributions of Bobby Portis. Do we realize that Bobby Portis in 2020-2021, the Milwaukee Bucks championship season, shot 47% from three and over 50% from the floor? Obviously, he plays defense. He is a guy that can actually get you 20 and 10 on any given night if someone's injured, like when Giannis was out for a couple games in the conference finals. Bobby Portis really stepped up. If not him, though, I agree with Spencer, a guy like Bryn Forbes. Bryn Forbes is a guy who shot over 40% from three for his entire career. People don't realize how amazing that is, and I don't think Bryn Forbes is going to cost as much as, say, a Bobby Portis or a Malik Monk.
And I'll follow that up. Spence, you're combing the social channels for all this. What are the numbers? What are the numbers being talked about with Bobby Portis?
Bobby Portis is going to be around 12 to 14 million. They're looking at something like that. And I think, it fits exactly what we need. Like we have these cuttable guys. We have, even if we don't cut anybody, we've got enough cap space to sign him right out with that, 14 mil around there a year.
Absolutely,
we can give that to him, bring him in. Like I said, championship pedigree. Knows how to win a championship in a mid to small market team. Obviously did it on the back of Giannis, so that takes a little bit away. But he was still a big part of that team, and he's important to them. And people are asking in the chat, what am I holding out for lunch?
Yeah,
Easy just dropped this off for me. They must have been getting something back there because we got looks like barbecue wings, buffalo wings, parm garlic wings, and a slice of pizza. So. I brought my own lunch today. I didn't even know we were having
That
this.
is definitely not
mid. This is fire. I'm going to smash this as soon as we're done. But
look at the fat boy love to each other.
We're
heavyweight. 5 o'clock.
Look out for me.
The YouTube chat thread. AC, wants to know, Sam, would you take Bobby Portis over Ben Wallace?
In a heartbeat. Bobby Portis is a better player than Ben Wallace. He just is. He actually has an offensive game.
Hey, get this camera on me. Get this camera on me. To the powers that be at Woodward Sports, fire this MFer right now. Right the F now.
Damn. Corey Woods, our Lions insider and new head of HR here at Woodward Sports.
He's my HR underling. I'm the head of HR.
Sad to report for Sam Flano.
Sam, you're not fired, but be careful.
Sam, you were kidding. You were
kidding.
You
walked back to the thing.
Are you kidding?
Sam, tell me you were playing the bit, please.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, my God.
Bobby Portis is one of those guys who you need on a championship team, and he was elite offensively.
Who's going to kick him the ball for his threes, bro? Jeez.
He's a Hall of Famer, one of the best defensive players in the history of basketball. Like that, he's better than Bobby Portis.
And the worst offensive player, arguably, in basketball history. 5.7 points for his career.
Why?
5.7.
Keep eating. I don't even know. Anyways, Corey, before you blow a gasket, why don't you head over into Lady Jane's? Yes, we are at the global headquarters of Lady Jane's here. 168 of them across this great country, all operating the same. Open 10 to 8, walk in, sign, and sit down. Before you know it, bing, bang, boom. King's treatment. Maybe a little head rub, Corey, to cool you down a little bit. Kid, get in there. You can too. Why? Because Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Tell them Big D Energy Woodward Sports sent you.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Back at it, Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. We can do Ask D-Mac.
You love that. You love doing
Dude,
that.
you guys notice a pattern here, and I'll let you behind the curtain, and I'll let you into my motives and my motivation, what I do. We can do Ask D-Mac, by the way, in the YouTube chat thread. Tap in. If you got a question for D-Mac, do that. I have a feeling that's a sidebar today to what just happened. AC said, Neal, don't ignore what Sam just said. But he did say, in defense of Sam, Ben Wallace's game is outdated in the modern NBA.
Would you look at that, and Bobby Portis' game is perfect for the modern NBA.
He's
and just
still a four-time defensive player of the year.
One quick thing before Ask D-Mac. Reich actually brings up that I said that Bobby Portis had elite offense. I meant that as an offensive role player. He is an elite offensive role player. That is what I meant.
No, you meant compared to Ben Wallace. He was an elite
you said that
player.
he could score like James Harden. That's what you meant.
I did not say that, but compared to Ben
Bobby
Wallace.
Portis is a power forward version of Michael Jordan.
LF4 says Sam.
Sign him.
Let's get you the reaction. LF4 says Sam went full heel. LOL. Elijah Rushing. Sam's on that coke. Stop. VLock85. Get out right now.
I mean,
Stay out.
Hey,
we got to teach him how to close the sunroof when he opens it, just for fun.
Yeah.
You get it rained on.
Oh my gosh. Dirty Dr. D. Sam, what did Ben do to you or your loved ones? Bobby Portis, come on.
I mean, I just understand things about Ben Wallace that other people don't. That he did not lock down Shaq in the finals. People have actually said that, and that is blatantly false. 26-10 on 63% shooting.
That was shutting down Shaq in that era.
No, it wasn't in 2004.
Sam, how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
You're 30?
Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. There is no such thing as stopping Shaq, but there is definitely such thing as slowing him down. And Ben Wallace definitely had Shaquille O'Neal off of his rocker in that whole 04 finals. Stuffed the hell out of his ass a couple of times as well. We are not about to sit up here and disrespect the great Ben Wallace, undrafted Hall of Famer, four-time Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, and he has a cannabis line out now.
Preach even more.
are not
Bring it
about
on
to sit
home,
up
Corey
here
Woods.
and roll that blasphemy of putting Bobby effing Portis, who I would love on the Detroit Pistons, by the way. I think he would be great. But having him above Ben Wallace, I'm sorry. Even though weed is legal in Michigan, it ain't enough dope, enough THC count to validate something that asinine. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's fine, but that's one of the reasons about Ben Wallace, because there's a lot of mythology surrounding him. The person who actually sucked in the 2004 finals was Kobe, not Shaq.
And he did.
He was horrible.
And he was locked out
by Tayshaun Prince.
Oh, going to work, baby.
That never gets talked about enough.
It doesn't. It's the mythology of Kobe, too.
In the land of Kobe Instagram reels, which whenever you're flipping through the reels, every other one is Kobe talking about people making excuses and stuff like that. And Tayshaun Prince never gets his flowers. He shut that man down.
He had him in a padded cell with the what do they call those restraints?
Straight jacket.
Straight jacket, yes. And Kobe in the 04 finals was just as bad as LeBron in the 2011 finals, and nobody talks about it. And Shaq was phenomenal in those finals. 36-20 in Game 4. Come on.
In one game, but I think Corey brought up a great point. Is the elite players, you got to slow them down.
Yeah.
You got to, and 26 and whatever that to Shaq at that point, that was a combination.
Shaq was averaging like 30 a game in the finals.
Wasn't in 04.
Shaq was averaging like 30 a game on 50% of the finals, if I'm not mistaken. You get him to 26 points?
63% shooting.
It's all right.
The Pistons,
but we all agree that signing Bobby Portis at $14 million is something we can all agree with.
Look at you, D-Mac. You grows up and you grows up and you grow. I love it. The broadcaster, D-Mac, the broadcaster.
Neal, bringing the whole
circle the room back together.
Now, we'll leave the rest of the blasphemy away from it so Sam doesn't get hurt. Corey, you're right. Maybe Sam should up his. Maybe we should get some Ben Wallace undrafted. He might change his mind.
Look at you, D-Mac. Through all of this, it doesn't even matter what Sam Flannel said to me.
Doesn't even matter. About
doesn't matter.
All that other stuff. Bobby Portis, we can all agree Bobby Portis in this Pistons lineup with this team.
Yeah, man, that was incredible. He got the train back on the track. What a veteran move. But you guys see me working here, and you'll notice this. Whenever I have a tea time post show, I always will present to you Sam Flannel to take care. Boom, 7 minutes gone. 7 minutes gone. Like that.
What's that?
Corey Wood says he has a bone to pick with
nice.
D-Mac. So keep
probably his seats last night. He probably was. Probably, he got media. You had media seats. You had great seats. I had to put you where you could be able to tweet out. If you were too close by me, you couldn't have been able to see and tweet out. Your seats were actually better.
No, I'm fine with the seats. AEW, shout out to All Elite Wrestling, gave us some great seats for the media. What I had a problem with was I'm sitting in my seat minding my own business, and then one of the attendees at LCA comes up to me and says, "Do you guys have beef?" I'm like, what are you talking about? You versus you and D-Mac and Braylon. Why are you right here and they're down there? And I'm like, you know what? This happens at too many damn wrestling events. They're sitting closer to me.
Corey,
I'm calling foul.
Yeah. So what do I say, Corey?
But no,
turn that mirror around and take a look
Why
at
aren't
it
you
and
the
maybe
brand?
ask yourself.
Why aren't you the brand,
Maybe your beef's
Corey?
not with me. Maybe your beef is, why did Braylon tell me not to let you sit with us?
Oh, really?
No.
You know what?
No.
I got something for Braylon. I mean, hell, everybody's hating him right now, anyways.
That's it.
You know what? I got something for them.
Corey, you know what? Here we go. Next time we'll get you right down.
I was fine. I'm all joking.
No, I know you were, but you did a great job last night tweeting out pictures and all that stuff. That was phenomenal.
Here's
like
a great question. Here's a great question by AC in the YouTube chat poll. Ryan Armani and Sam love making enemies. Who's better at making enemies right now, Sam Flannel or Ryan Armani?
Well,
Remind me to put that on the YouTube chat poll
Ryan's a perennial
tomorrow.
baby face because it's just sort of like Sam is the heel.
Ryan goes after the same target every time, too.
Right,
if you know what I
Ryan's
mean.
the same. It's Melba. Sam, you never know what he's going to go, but you nailed it, right, Neal? He doesn't have a top. He doesn't have a top to his car. So he's driving around, and it could be snowing, raining, whatever, and he's going to take it. What I love about Sam is he sticks to his
Doubles
conviction.
down, triples down.
Triples, like, you got to respect that.
That
you don't
pizza
have to
was
agree
fire.
with it, but you have to respect it.
All right. Austin.
Cheap. Oh, I like it. That's just some cheap heat.
Austin on the YouTube chat thread. Antonio McDyess was better than Big Ben.
He was better than Antonio McDyess was an elite talent.
Thank you.
He was an elite talent. He
Thank you for
actually
watching
had
Big D
all-around
Energy,
game.
everybody. Appreciate you participating in the program. Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later. Let's get out of here. Enough.
4